welcome back to my channel. So today I'm sitting down and I'm going to be talking about my top 10 purchases from Ulta this past year. A couple days ago I went ahead and put up my top 10 Sephora purchases, but now I want to talk about the goodies that I purchased from Ulta this year. You guys, there is a good group of products here, some that I just truly am head over heels in love with. Before we get started, don't forget I'm uploading every single solitary day this month. I'm super excited about that. If you like this video while you're watching it, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out. And other than that, if you're excited and you want to hear about my top 10 purchases from Ulta from 2021, then let's go ahead and get started. Kind of like in my top 10 Sephora purchases, I'm going to go ahead and start with 2 eyeshadow palettes I purchased from Ulta this year that I just love with my whole entire heart. I will start off with the one that I actually have on my eyes today, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Primrose palette, you guys. This palette is absolutely stunning. When it first launched, I was not interested in this at all. I was like, ABH, what are you doing? I didn't really love the blushes on the side. I just didn't like that whole concept. This story is not a color story we haven't seen before. I own all of these shadows prior to purchasing this palette. However, if you guys have been following me for a while, then you know that I did used to work at Ulta. Yes, used to. If you missed the announcement, I actually do not work at Ulta anymore. I liked it. I worked there for about 3 months back in August, September, and October. And I enjoyed my time there, but I got a new job now. I am working part-time as a bank teller. So there's a little life update for you in case you have missed it. I mentioned it a few times, but in case you missed it. When I was working at Ulta, the second I saw this baby in person, I immediately bought it that shift. Like, I opened it up and saw it in person, and the pictures and the swatches and even using it on video doesn't do this palette justice. It is absolutely stunning in person. And not only that, it performs beautifully. The mattes are pigmented, but not too pigmented. They don't get patchy. They build on each other nicely and work together nicely. The shimmers, they are very impactful and they will have fallout on your face. Even if you use glitter primer and even if you wet them with some sort of setting spray, you're gonna get fallout. So I definitely recommend you doing your eyes first if you pick this up, but they are so beautiful and impactful on the lids. And then these blushes are actually stunning. I know at first I was like, that's weird. Why would you put blushes in there? They go together perfectly with any eye look you would make with these shadows. And they are pigmented. They're very pigmented. Like, you got to be careful. But they are just stunning. Oh my goodness. I love this palette so much. I would tell you what I did to create this eye look, but I have a full face of nothing new coming up in a couple days on my channel where I make this look. So I'm going to refer you to that video in a couple of days so you can see how I made this look with this palette. But just know, I know this baby is pricey. I know it's like $55. I did get it on sale because I used my employee discount at the time, but recently ABH has had this on sale on their website over Black Friday and all of that, Cyber Monday. So they might have it on sale currently still, I'm not sure, or again in the future. If you've had your eye on it and you're on the fence and you're unsure if you should buy it or not, highly recommend. Then the second eyeshadow palette I want to talk about is one that I think so many more people will be inclined to pick up over the Anastasia Beverly Hills one. It has a way more neutral color story. It is way more affordable. I sold so many of these palettes to customers when I was at Ulta because I just love it so much. ColourPop, that's taupe. You guys, this palette, I am in love with this palette, truly. It is such a beautiful palette. Is it neutral? Yes. Is it a little bit on the boring side? A little bit, yeah. You're definitely not going to be able to make obviously colorful looks with this palette or really anything that's going to be super different from each other because all the shades are pretty similar. However, if you need the most perfect neutral color story for any occasion, work, maybe someone that's younger and is just now getting into makeup, maybe you just don't like colorful eyeshadow, I highly recommend this palette. The mattes are beautiful in this palette, but really where it shines is the shimmer shades. This one right here in the middle is called Snake Eyes. It is one of my favorite eyeshadows pretty much ever, but the other ones are beautiful too. This one is a Super Shock, which I know not a lot of people like that, but I personally do. I also like that you can stay a little bit more brown or you can go a little bit more gray, depending on your outfit, maybe the occasion, anything like that. This is only $14, and again, it's on sale quite a bit. I just cannot recommend this palette enough to you guys. My next product is sadly not available at Ulta anymore. I'm not sure why. However, I did personally pick it up from Ulta and it is still available at other retailers. I will have a link down below from probably Target because you can get it there. But it is the Physicians Formula Butter Believe It foundation. This foundation is my favorite foundation that I have tried this year. And also, it's like one of my favorite foundations I think I have ever tried. It is so good. My only gripe is that it does have a pretty strong scent to it. It doesn't really linger very much that I have noticed. However, I do know a couple of my friends have tried this and it either gives them headaches or it breaks them out, which is such a bummer. I know Physicians Formula's shtick is that they smell really yummy and it's like coconutty and tropical and beachy. So that's what this smells like. I personally don't love it, but it also doesn't bother my skin like it does other people. So if you are sensitive to scents, sadly, I think you should probably stay clear of this one. However, I just think this is the most amazing foundation ever. Like truly, it is full coverage. It is matte, but not drying at all. It lasts all stinking day long on my face. I can put this on at like 8 o'clock in the morning and wear it until midnight. Will it break up a little bit? Yes. Will it get a little bit oily in my T-zone? Yes, because every foundation does. But this looks the best on me from like almost any other foundation that I own. I do have the shade Fair. It doesn't have the best shade range, which is such a bummer as well. But on the front, it does say that it's for all skin types. I definitely agree with that. I think if you are oily, you will love this because it is a little bit more on the matte side. But if you have drier skin like myself, all you have to do is prep it with a more hydrating primer or a really nice moisturizer and it'll work out for you. I've had a couple of my real life best friends pick this up on my recommendation and they all love it too. Like it is so stinking good. It is the foundation that I have on my face today. It just is full coverage, covers up everything, wears perfectly. I'm obsessed with this. If you are not new to my channel, then you know that I am in love with the Pat McGrath blushes and the M Cosmetics blushes. However, both of them are pretty pricey. I think they're both like $38, I think, or something like that. And I understand that not everyone can afford to spend that much on a blush or just doesn't want to spend that much on a blush. I totally understand that. So my next product is for you and is the Essence The Blush. This beauty retails for $2.99, which is mind-blowing to me. I don't understand how Essence has such amazing products for such an affordable price. This is the shade Befitting, and if you can tell, I have like totally used all of the imprint off of it almost because I'm just like, I use it all the time. It's such a beautiful shade tone formulation. It is matte, but it's not a flat matte. It doesn't emphasize texture or pores. It goes on beautifully. It's not too pigmented to where you put it on and you're like, whoa, what in the world? But it's just pigmented enough. It lasts all day long. Like truly, it does not fade at all. And it's $2.99. Also, they're on sale quite often. I picked up 2 more of them. Did I need 2 more blushes? No, I did not. However, Ulta was having them on sale recently for like $1.50. $1.50. That's insane to me. So I picked up 2 more shades. They are coming in the mail. Obviously, it's around a holiday, so everything is taking a super long time to get in the mail. So I have not gotten them yet. But if you're balling on a budget or you just really don't care to spend a lot of money on makeup, I definitely think that you should check these out. Also, there's like 4 or 5 shades, so you can find one that you like or that matches your skin tone. But I am like in love with this. The next product I want to talk about, I actually have 2 of them, but I'm counting them as one because they're both the same thing. But it is the NYX This Is Milky Gloss. This lip gloss. These lip glosses are magic, like truly magic. This one is in the shade Cookies and Milk, and then this one is Cherry Skimmed. Cookies and Milk is here, and then Cherry Skimmed is here. So this is such a beautiful, neutrally brown toned lip gloss. And what I love about it is that it's so cool tone, which is exactly what I need. I love cool tone makeup. I love cool tone eyeshadow. So whenever I need a cool tone lip to go with said cool tone eye, I use this. It is such a beautiful shade. I will say, at first when you first apply it, it looks almost gray on your lips, but like, I love it. I don't know what it is about this shade, but I'm absolutely obsessed with it. And I loved this one so much that I picked up Cherry Skimmed as well. This is just a really beautiful mauvey pinky sort of shade that goes with a ton of different looks. Unfortunately, I don't have either one of them on today because neither one would match my warm tone orangey eye. But not only are the shades stunning, but the formula is really beautiful as well. It is a little bit on the thicker side, but it's not too thick, too gloopy. It doesn't have the strings on the inner portion of your mouth that like some lip glosses can get. And because they're a little bit thicker, they're pretty long lasting on the lips as well. You do have to reapply them, but I'm okay with that. They're beautiful over lip liners, lipsticks. It doesn't matter what you pair this with. They are lovely and they're only like $8.50. And also NYX usually has sales as well on Ulta's website, like buy one, get one half off, buy two, get one free. So you can definitely get this on a deal, even though in my eyes, they are already pretty affordable. Plus there's other shades as well. These are just the two that I gravitated towards, but so good. So as I previously mentioned when I was talking about the Physicians Formula foundation, I do have rather dry skin. I am definitely a combination to where I get oily in my T-zone by the end of the day, but for the most part, I am dry. So the next product is like perfection to me, and it is the Catrice Prime and Fine Aqua Fresh Hydro Primer Fresh It Up one. Okay, Catrice is not available at Ulta anymore either, so maybe I shouldn't have put it in here. I'm just now realizing that. But I did anyways. You can still get Catrice off of their website, and actually, spoiler alert, I bought a whole bunch of stuff coming up for a full face of Catrice. So be on the lookout for that. I don't know if I'm gonna put it up at the end of December or sometime in January, but that is coming to me and I'm super excited to try more products from them. However, if you can get your hands on this from their website, it is so good. It is hydrating like it says, but it's not overly oily or greasy. It truly does just give you a beautiful layer on your skin. It sinks in, but it allows foundation to go over your skin nicely and gives it the hydration that you need. It's a primer that I have on my face today, and if you can tell, I'm not too like oily or greasy or anything like that. But yeah, this is so lovely, and it's only a couple dollars, I think $4.99. So if you need a really good hydrating primer that is affordable, I would check this one out. Next up, we have the Jaclyn Cosmetics. This is her brightening and setting palette. I have the one that is fair to light. You guys, I love this. I love this for setting under my eyes. If you can tell, I love it. I've got two pans in it. This is so good for, like I said, setting under my eyes. How I use it is with a damp sponge, which sounds scary because it's a powder, and a lot of times powders don't really work well with wet or damp sponges. But that's how I always see Jaclyn using it whenever I see her applying this in Get Ready With Me's or anything like that. So that's how I apply it as well. I just kind of rub my sponge in it and then like tap it under my eyes. This is so beautiful. I feel like it truly just blanks out my eyes. I feel like it helps cover up any dark circles or anything like that. It's not drying or cakey, and it just smooths my under eyes out and makes them look perfect. My under eyes are a pain in the butt, like truly. They just like to be dry and crusty and crepey and not look cute, but this never does that to me. I'm in love with this thing. Then kind of like the NYX glosses, I've got two more products, but they're the same, so I'm counting them as one, and it is Morphe lip liners. I have heard about Morphe lip liners for years here on YouTube. Like, people talk these up so much and say they are such good lip liners for the price. I agree. Like, and I just think they're good lip liners in general. It's just kind of a plus that they're only like $5 or something like that. I picked up the shades Backseat Love and then Sweet Tea. So Backseat Love is just a really beautiful mauvey rosy pink tone, and then Sweet Tea is a lovely like deep dark brown sort of shade. I do definitely use Sweet Tea more than Backseat Love, but I think both are beautiful. I was a little apprehensive to try these out because they are a wooden lip liner, and I just kind of figured that they would be really drying on the lips and tug and like not hurt, but just be like uncomfortable, and they're not. They are a little bit of a drier formula because they're wooden, but they're not like hard to use. They just glide on your lips so nicely, and they last for a very, very long time. Again, I use Sweet Tea more because it's that deeper, darker brown shade, and I can do like a little ombre lip sort of effect on my lips, but they're like $5. If you need a good lip liner, I would check these out. Okay, I saved these last two products for last because one of them is kind of hard to get your hands on, and then the other is not currently available, but I'll explain when we get there. So the second to last product I want to talk about is from Tree Hut, and it is their Tropic Glow Firming Whipped Shea Body Butter. So this kind of went wild on the internet a couple months ago because everyone was saying that it was a dupe for the Sol de Janeiro Boom Boom Cream. I definitely agree with that. I think scent-wise, they are definitely a dupe. It smells a lot like the Boom Boom Cream. I don't know if it's like dead on, like exact, but they're very, very similar. Oh, this is such a yummy scent. It's just such a warm, inviting, cozy scent that's a little bit on the tropical side, but still one that you can wear all year round if you want to. Oh, as you can see, I have used quite a bit of this, and this is my second tub. I already purchased one a while back and used it completely up and then repurchased it because that is how good it is. And I actually like this one more than the Sol de Janeiro Boom Boom Cream because this one is more moisturizing. A really nice, thick, moisturizing cream that helps my skin on my body not feel like too dry or itchy. Plus, like I said, it smells amazing. Whenever I use this, Mike always tells me I smell good, and he's not one that really cares about cologne or perfume or anything like that. So for him to make that comment was pretty nice. Also, it just makes your skin just feel nice and hydrated and lovely. It is a little hard to get your hands on. It was sold out for a really long time there, and then it's like been intermittently in stock here and there. So if you ever see this in stock or you see it in person at Ulta, snatch it up because it is perfection. And then the last item I want to talk about isn't available anymore, like I stated. However, I'm hoping it will come back. And it is the KKW Beauty lip liner. This is in the shade Nude 1. So KKW Beauty is going through the same sort of rebrand and change that Kylie Cosmetics had to go through a couple months back, where they pulled everything off the shelves, they sold out of everything, and they had to relaunch. But they had to do kind of the same thing where they put all of the KKW Beauty items on sale. They are no longer available right now. I think if you go to the website, it even says like, we'll be back soon. So I'm mentioning this because I'm really hoping that whenever they come back, they will relaunch their lip liners, because A, I want you guys to get your hands on this, and B, I want to get my hands on more shades. So here is a swatch of it. It's just the most beautiful, like nudie lip liner that is not warm, not cool tone. It's just perfection. It's actually the lip liner that I have all over my lips today. I love the shade. I love the formulation. It's a little bit more glidey than the Morphe ones, but just like them, it lasts all day long. And I just think it's the most beautiful tone for my fair skin. And I'm just really hoping that they relaunch these because it's so good. So when I did this video last year, at the very end, I went ahead and talked about one of like the worst purchases I made from Ulta throughout the year. So obviously I just talked about 10 amazing products that I love, but I want to like do the opposite and talk about one that I did not enjoy. There are more than this one product, but I didn't want to repeat myself. A couple of days back, I went ahead and put up the worst makeup from 2021 that I have tried. I can have it linked in the and down below for you in case you missed it. But in that one, I talked about the Pure Powder Foundation. I also talked about the Persona Identity Palette, the Jaclyn Cosmetics Liquid Lipsticks. Like there's a lot. There was unfortunately quite a few products that I tried this year from Ulta that were kind of duds. However, the one that I bought and I think is duddy, but I have kept so far, is the Nabla Bronzer. This is their Skin Bronzing Sun-Kissed Effect Bronzing Powder, and I have the shade Ambra. Editing Emily, I realized as I'm editing this that I did talk about the Nabla Bronzer in my worst makeup of 2021 video. I completely spaced and blanked on that, so I am so sorry that I repeated it again in this video. That was the whole point of mentioning it, was to not repeat myself, and I did. So one I guess I can bring up instead that I did not mention in either video, I know for sure, was the Essence Pretty Natural Foundation. That one was terrible on me. I did a whole full face of Essence and I ended up having to remove it in that video because it looked so bad. It was dry and awful and had no coverage. So that is probably the product that I should have mentioned in this video. I did end up returning it to Ulta. Maybe that's why it slipped my mind. But yeah, so sorry for repeating myself. So I do have the lightest one. I definitely want to go ahead and say that. But the reason why I don't like this is because it really does not show up on your face. Like you have to build this up so much to get it to show up on your face. Like I'm talking about tapping back and forth like 15 times. And that is not an exaggeration. Like it just really does not show up. Like look at that. You can barely see it. I don't know. It doesn't show up at all. It's honestly getting a little bit of hard pan as well. I'm just really bummed by this because I love their Skin Glazing Highlight in Ozone so much. It's like one of my favorite highlighters ever. So I was pumped to try the bronzer and it was such a bummer and such a letdown that I'm decluttering this. I'm going to see if one of my friends wants it because it just personally isn't the formulation that I enjoy. So this was a bummer and it is getting decluttered sadly because I never want to reach for it again. And that was you guys. That was my top 10 purchases that I made from Ulta in the year of 2021. I love all these products. Like I have some products here that like are my holy grails that I cannot see going anywhere anytime soon. Let me know down below. What is one product that you picked up this year from Ulta that you are just head over heels in love with? You guys know I'm nosy. I love hearing from you guys down below in the comments. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. You're awesome and I love you. Please subscribe if you have not yet, and I will see you tomorrow in my next video. Bye guys.